Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. How you guys doing? Did any of you get 20 wins yet in the challenge? It is tough. I got to 17, which is my personal best on the first 20 win challenge. I got to 16 to 15, 13, 13. I tried 7 times, never got higher than the 17. I will try again tomorrow, though. I have not given up, but I am on a little bit of a tilt break right now. So let me know in the comments, guys, how you guys have done. Some tips, right? This is a really corny, stupid tip, but I haven't ever mentioned this before. But I think that if you're playing from a mobile device, especially like an iOS device, you want to close out all your other apps. So it will give you a less chance of lagging. I know it's a really kind of a stupid tip, but that's something that I did, and I didn't really lag at all after that. So I was on solid Wi-Fi. I turned my airplane mode, I should say, turned off notifications, and closed all my other apps. Didn't want to give myself any reason to lag out or get a text message or whatever. Anyway, today we're going to be sharing what I think is the best HOG deck for this challenge. Now, a lot of you guys like HOG. I haven't shared any HOG decks. By the way, I shared my top 5 decks with the easier skill caps yesterday, and then this morning I uploaded, or around like midnight, I don't know, I'm losing track of time, guys. I uploaded 3 more decks with high skill caps. This is going to be basically the best HOG deck out there. Now, if you don't got Log, I got you covered, guys. You want to use Zap, and Zap works really well in this deck. As a matter of fact, it synergizes really well with Ice Golem and Ice Spirit. Otherwise, you all should hopefully be able to play this deck. So this is the deck, guys. Good luck with it. We're going to go ahead and cover Rainbow today. Rainbow's recently got, you can see, he actually says right here, hope you enjoy IMO. This is the best deck for tourney level standard. So really solid endorsement there by Rainbow, and you can see Rainbow's profile. Crucible Wrath co-leader, shout out to Crucible Wrath. Those guys are really great over there, and you can see this is his deck. So let's go ahead and hop right into the replays here. Let's start out by watching a replay against 3 Musketeers, and you can see just how good he is with this deck. Let me just kind of point out right off the bat to you guys, one thing that I did notice upon watching these replays a couple times just, you know, before I started recording, is that Rainbow, if I can take one thing and pass it on to you guys from Rainbow's playstyle, is that he waits oftentimes to the last possible second to defend, making sure he doesn't use more than necessary elixir to stop a big push coming his way. So here we go. We have a split 3 Musketeers really early by his opponent, and you saw just there, guys, you saw how long he delayed. He defended the solo Musketeer first with a single Ice Spirit, and on the other lane, he waited till the 3 Musketeers had already crossed the bridge, and then he dropped the guards. He doesn't use more elixir than necessary. Once he knows he's playing 3 Musketeers, he knows it's safe to drop the Executioner behind the King Tower. Obviously, guys, and watch this defense on the right here, guys. A NATO, and he waits, then he drops the Ice Golem, and then he drops the Ice Spirit to kind of mitigate the damage on the right. Meanwhile, he's taking the left tower with a HOG and Executioner push. You can see how efficiently he was able to defend, what, 3, 5, 6 elixir. He stopped that push on the right, meanwhile taking down the left tower. So it was a really good move there by Rainbow. So just waiting and being more efficient defensively is huge. Now back to the Executioner, guys. When you don't know what deck your opponent is playing, do not drop the Executioner behind the King Tower. That's great rocket fodder, giving your opponent just a huge advantage in the game. Don't do it. So wait to make sure they don't have rocket before you drop your Executioner in the back. If they have like a poison or a fireball, you can still drop your Executioner in the back. It's not ideal. Just know that you might bait out their spell, which might be a good thing depending on your matchup. So here we go again. Executioner is going to easily have this in the right-hand lane. In the left-hand lane, we're going against the Battle Ram and a Musketeer. Again, just being very patient here, dropping that Ice Golem right before the Battle Ram dies. And then he has guards kind of in tow there, helping, assisted, excuse me, by the NATO. And again, able to defend really well there. You can see, guys, you're seeing this pattern by Rainbow here. Let's fast forward a little bit here, because all he has to do is really defend. Unfortunately, that HOG ran right into the minion horde there, so not what he's looking for. But you can see just beautiful, beautiful defense. That's one thing that stood out to me. Have I mentioned that yet? Have I mentioned that he's very, very cautious and careful on defense? Just a really good player, though. So here we go again. Just really great job activating the King Tower using the Executioner to take care of that push. Going to use his poison on the minion horde in the left, and that's going to be all she wrote for this match. Let's go into, you know what? Should I do, let me know in the comments, guys. Do you want me to do a video? I've never done this in the history of CWA. Do you want me to make a video for you guys on how to counter the P.E.K.K.A. Hut deck? Let me know in the comments. because I can do it because that deck is everywhere. I'm not going to take the blame for it either. My channel's not that big, guys. Okay, I have shared the deck 3 times, but it's not that big. But let me tell you guys, that deck is everywhere. You know what? As a matter of fact, let's watch that next. It's not that deck, it's this deck. Here it is, guys. I'm just going to copy it. In case you guys don't know what deck I'm talking about, it's this one. This deck's everywhere. It's crazy. All right, let's go ahead and... What was it, Ash? The 16, right? Okay, cool. Here we go. So into this match here, you're going to see Rainbow textbook how to handle this deck. Now, again, I can basically put out a video maybe tomorrow or the next day on how to handle this deck with a bunch of different decks. I know that I play Golem, and I usually win this matchup unless I'm going against someone who's really a lot better than me, right? And that's easy to say, like, yeah, if they're a lot better than you, of course they're going to win. But this deck is awful to match up against with a Golem deck or any sort of a beatdown deck, even against a HOG deck. I mean, he has P.E.K.K.A, he has Goblin Hut, he has Zappies. It's annoying as all hell going against this deck. So right off the bat, he was able to get the HOG to the right tower, excuse me, there, taking it down to 1700. So striking pretty early before double elixir time against this deck is usually pretty important when you're the lighter of the 2 decks. When you're the heavier of the 2 decks, you flip that on its head when you're going against this deck, guys. If you're playing a heavier deck, a beatdown against this P.E.K.K.A deck, you're going to want to really bide your time to double elixir and try to overrun your opponent even into the P.E.K.K.A. I don't like to split lane push against this deck. It's too difficult. They can just lean on Zappies and shut your split lane push right down. Speaking of Zappies, we are actually going to get by these, or not get by, but in front of these Zappies, they do kind of hold us to one swing of the HOG there. But here comes a little push for the opponent. Rainbow has the NATO selected. Beautiful NATO there. And look at this. There's plenty of time to stop those Zappies, so it's not a big concern, right? So Zappies, guards will now take down the Zappies very well. Guards are really one of the MVPs in this deck, especially against bridge spam. You're going to see in this matchup and the next one that I'm going to show you guys, guards just come through absolutely clutch. So, of course, we're going to be poisoning when you go against this deck. By the way, guys, if you want to use Fireball with this deck, go ahead and do so. I think the original version of this deck, you know, a year ago or whatever, did have Fireball in it, but in this meta, I think Rainbow does prefer Poison. So it's up to you guys, whatever your comfort zone is. In either case, we always are going to use our direct damage, whether it be a Fireball or a Poison against the Goblin Hut. Did you guys notice the placement on that Ice Golem there? Brilliant, perfect. Just absolutely awesome, right? Right to the right of the tower is going to get the attention at the last second of that flying machine, and then it was able to tank a little bit as well, obviously kind of really minimizing the damage that it took, the Ice Golem, allowing you to defend a little bit longer. So here comes a HOG. He's only going to get 1 hit here, I believe, from the replay. Yes, indeed. But you can see, we're going to get that tower down to 400, maybe in the 300s damage, 362 damage. All we need is a log and a poison here, I believe, right? Log and a poison, that will get the job done. I always lose track now after the spell nerf. I lose track on the new values. Either way, look at this Executioner just doing work here against the Royal Ghost and the P.E.K.K.A. The Royal Ghost almost gets to the tower, but no soup for you, Royal Ghost. We're going to go ahead and no soup for you. That kind of shows my age there, guys. That was like something that people said in the 90s. Anyway, here comes the log. It was 2 logs and a poison. It's going to get the job done either way. 86, 59, 32, 5, boom. So yeah, guys, this deck is super solid. It really is, especially if you're a HOG player, if it's your comfort zone. I would definitely agree with Rainbow. I don't know about the strongest deck, period, but the strongest HOG deck, 100%, I say. Much stronger than 2.6 at tourney standard, just in my opinion. Okay, let's watch the 20 win here, guys, to end this off. This is going to be the 20 win victory against Bait. So let's see how we handle a Bait matchup here. I forgot if the opponent has NATO. I think they do. It's obviously either NATO or Inferno Tower. We'll see which one they have. So anyway, Princess started in the back here by Ray, and it looks like he's just going to go ahead and poison that in response to that Princess. So he poisons the Princess. He misses a few of those goblins. Not a big deal. With that log there, we do get a decent amount of spell damage, but we use the logs. So we're going to have to kind of use those guards. Now, notice where you place the guards. That's where you want to put the guards in the first goblin barrel, because usually most opponents playing bait will throw the goblin barrel over to the side like that. So when you're predicting it, make sure you put your guards exactly where Rainbow put them. Here we go. Hog actually comes through here, guys, gets 2 hits, and those guards, you know, not a ton of damage, but they do about maybe 10-20% damage off of that Prince. Charging Prince, we're gonna again place that Ice Golem as close as we can to the tower to try to, you know, take one more stab, basically, or a little bit more princess damage to that prince on his way to the tower. We're not going to drop the ice golem, you know, near the bridge, right? We're going to try to get value. Even though it was a sacrificial ice golem, we still want to get that value, capture that value in that trade. So here we go. It's going to be a goblin gang doing, you know, stopping that executioner, but we're not going to go ahead and answer it on defense. This time we do have the log in hand, so that's going to be no big deal. We send in the Hog Rider. He's going to get 1 swing. Hog will always get 1 swing against Minion Horde unless the opponent places it like right at the bridge almost. 1 tile down from the bridge, I believe, can mitigate any hog damage, or if you predict it with the early Minion Horde. But either way, if it's a reactive Minion Horde like that, you'll still get 1 hit with the with a hog. And the beautiful thing with this deck is, right, guys, is that, and we haven't talked about this, thank God I'm mentioning it, because it's really key to this deck, is besides guards defensively and executioner, that's obvious, right? Executioner NATO, OP combo. Besides that, you really want to make sure you're getting a lot of value from your Ice Spirit and your Ice Golem. Those are the unsung heroes of this deck, guys. Did you see how he placed those guards just in the nick of time to prevent that Prince from getting to that Executioner? Meanwhile, Executioner cleans up very well there with just a sliver of health. But yeah, back to my point, guys. Ice Golem and Ice Spirit, I mean, Ice Golem, Ice Spirit can stop a Minion Horde, right? So just be very aware of where they are in your cycle if you need them, okay? Especially Ice Golem. He's going to be really crucial in this deck, along with guards, as really your only kiting troop, only kind of blocker troop for all the spam that's going around in the meta, you know? So here we go. It's execution. Well, we have that left tower down to 580. So again, we're just going to kind of rinse and repeat here with an Ice Golem and an Ice Spirit. Make sure you place the Ice Spirit far enough away from that Prince to stop him from charging into it. Again, we're going to send in that Hog to the Minion Horde again. This time we force a log out of him. We're going to go ahead and poison that Horde this time. So this is looking really nice here. We get the poison on the tower too. We're going to take it down to about 360 damage. So now we just have to defend 1 more sequence. And you can see this opponent is absolutely ruthless with the spam. He is spamming at the bridge there. But we just need 1 more Hog hit, and there it is. Boom and boom. So, and I don't know why they're flashing faces at each other. I don't know what's going on here, but either way, guys, I hope you enjoy this deck in this video, and I'm wishing you guys the best of luck. Make sure you visit Stats Royale to see all the stats of the best decks. I'll link that in the description below, along with the deck link and the information for Rainbow. So another huge shout out to Rainbow for providing these replays, coming on the channel, tips, and just sharing the deck. Congratulations to all of you who have been lucky enough and skillful enough to get 20 wins in the challenge. Guys, huge shout out to Brendan Shang. Check out his information in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.